And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Welcome. I'm National Weather Service Meteorologist Peter Chan coming to you on this Thursday, January 25th, 2024. And we're going to jump right into things. A lot to talk about this Thursday afternoon. We have winter storm watches now for the Haines and Klondike highways for Friday into Friday night, early Saturday, as a result of the next system coming in up out of the North Pacific and impacting the Panhandle. And then that moisture is going to spread up into the Northern Gulf as well and across the Copper River Basin Friday evening through Sunday evening. 1 to 3 inches of heavy snow on the way for there. And then on top of that, heavy rain, maybe as much as 2 to 4 inches of rain could fall on top of the already heavy snow cover in Juneau and the Icy Straits. If you recall, those areas suffered 2 major snowstorms in 8-9 days in a row there. So quite an event. And then we expect strong icy winds with snow squalls, freezing spray developing along the Aleutians, lower Bering Sea into the Alaska Peninsula here, especially Friday into Saturday and continuing into better part of the weekend. Starting out, though, this Thursday morning, we had the full wolf moon of January. And certainly it was a frigid one. Fort Yukon dipped to 54 below zero, as did Bettles. And even as of early afternoon, Fort Yukon was 44 below. McGrath, clear and cold, early afternoon temperature 27 below after temperatures down around 40 below this Thursday morning. And by Saturday morning, temperatures could be colder than 50 below at McGrath. Thompson Pass, stormy weather lies ahead. We'll see a push of moisture, heavy snowfall. In fact, up to 40 inches of snow is forecast for Thompson Pass Friday evening through Sunday evening with blizzard conditions at times. Temperature there 5 below early this Thursday afternoon. And Juneau picking up some light drizzle and fog, 34 degrees. And the problem there will be the heavy potential for heavy rainfall on top of that heavy snowpack as we go through Friday and Saturday. And there'll be more than that on the way perhaps later in the weekend, early next week. So here's a breakout of the various watches, warnings, advisories. We still have wind chill advisories, winter weather advisories, blizzard warnings here for blowing snow along the Arctic coast. Wind chills here in the far north could be as cold as 50 to near 60 below, dangerously cold. And then as we drop southward, here in the northern Panhandle, we have the winter storm watch for the Haines and Klondike highways as we go through Friday into Saturday morning. 8 to 16 inches of snow possible, especially in the higher elevations above Skagway and Haines. And then the Copper River Basin is really going to get blasted. This moisture is just going to feed right up in off the Gulf and produce 1 to 3 feet of snow in that 48-hour period between Friday evening and Sunday evening, with as much as 40 inches forecasted there for Thompson Pass. Areas, say, like Valdez, McGrath, Glen Allen could easily pick up a couple feet of snow from this storm. And that moisture is going to continue further northward inland as we go through Saturday and Sunday. So it's going to spread up across the Alaska range. There will likely be additional advisories or warnings for the eastern portion of the mainland along the Alcan border as that moisture works its way northward all along the eastern Brooks Range, eastern North Slope as we go through the weekend. Not quite as heavy, though, snowfall amounts is what they're going to get down here across the Copper River Basin. Nevertheless, though, we're starting to see things take shape. The concern is with that moisture and warmer air coming up out of the North Pacific up through the Panhandle, it's going to cause temperatures to warm, snow levels to rise. And with that heavy rain on top of the heavy snowpack around the Icy Strait corridor and Juneau, there's going to be a problem with the added weight of that rain on the roofs. The snow loads will be increasing. We'll have the potential for some street flooding because of drains backing up with the snow and ice blocking things, and also the astronomical high tides, making it harder for the drains to run out into the coastal waters. And then you also have the potential for avalanche threat increasing with that kind of temperature change and added weight and moisture. And then we're also looking at, as I said, this pretty impressive stream of moisture coming up here right through the northern Gulf. The intercoastal mountains and Copper River Basin are really going to get blasted with snow here this weekend. So the weather map this Thursday afternoon, not a whole lot going on. A weak low here just off the Panhandle coast in the southeastern Gulf. We have this persistent ridge of Arctic high pressure from Siberia across the Bering Strait northern central mainland into northwest Canada. This is the feature that's been responsible for some of the coldest temperatures so far this winter season, and we expect the cold air to hang here across the northern and central interior down into the southwest pretty much through the rest of the month into early February. So here comes the first impulse of low pressure late tonight, early Friday morning with this front. By Friday afternoon, it's lift up into the lower central Gulf with the frontal system pushing into the panhandle. Expect strong gusty winds, 40-50 miles an hour along this front as it pushes from the southern into the central and eventually northern panhandle by Friday evening. And also in the colder air that holds in the north, there will be the heavier accumulating snow. But as snow temperatures warm, snow levels rise, Juneau will largely get rain from the system, which is not good news, on top of all that 60 inches of snow they received from 2 major storms in a little over a week. Now back across the interior here, you still have clear skies, very cold temperatures, and come again Saturday morning with clear skies here over and lighter winds over the southwest interior. We're going to have some of the coldest temperatures of the winter so far there. And it's also going to increase winds as these lows come up out of the Gulf, because there's going to be more impulses as we get beyond the time frame of these maps into early next week. It's going to draw down more cold air, turn the winds more to the north and northwest. This impulse is going to enhance snow squalls there in the Bering Sea and gusty winds. So temperatures Friday morning, relatively mild, near 40 along the southern and outer portion of the Panhandle. Still below freezing in the north around Skagway. 26 below Copper River Basin, though clouds will be on the increase. 42 below on the other side of the Alaska Range at McGrath. Still 8 below there in the Anchorage Bowl. Temperatures Friday afternoon do come up mid-upper 40s here across the southern Panhandle, getting up to around 40 at Juneau. And then notice that temperatures moderate a bit, but not a lot. The cold air kind of sits here in the Susitna-Matsu Valley. But notice Saturday morning, 54 below at McGrath. Only 10 below at, say, Glen Allen because of the cloud cover and snow that'll be falling in, and readings may actually be a bit higher than that. But here in the Panhandle, lows on Saturday will be generally above 40 in the southern and western Panhandle. And then Saturday afternoon, you could even see a few temperatures flirt with 50, maybe around Klawak and Craig. But definitely mild, moist air here across the Panhandle. Heavy snow continuing Saturday, Copper River Basin, inner coastal mountains here of the northern Gulf. A little bit of snow may try to pull back toward Anchorage, but it's looking like the bulk of the heaviest snow will stay from around Prince William Sound, especially the east end, on up here through the Copper River Basin. And looking at the interior, really cold temperatures, 56 below Fort Yukon, could be near 60 below in some of the normally cold spots. And all throughout the Yukon Valley, we expect just the coldest temperatures so far this winter season. Daytime highs not much better, 30s, and even staying 46 below there at Fort Yukon. And then notice the colder air beginning to migrate southwestward. Saturday morning, 54 below at McGrath. You see temperatures maybe around 45 below Galena. And as we go into Saturday afternoon, temperatures stay well below zero. And getting out here across the southwest interior, colder air is going to funnel down the Kuskokwim and lower Yukon Basin, so even colder temperatures on the way Saturday morning. Temperatures a little below freezing. Eastern Aleutians will continue to come downward. At best, steady to slowly falling temperatures for Friday. Get daytime highs sub-zero here across the southwest interior. And then look, Saturday morning, 54 below McGrath, 25-ish below there at Bethel, below zero even along the coast because you're going to have cold northeasterly offshore flow. Temperatures teens, 20s down here through the lower Alaska Peninsula and Aleutians, and then temperatures don't really go anywhere on Saturday. And with some gustier winds and any type of disturbances in the mid-levels of the atmosphere will enhance snow showers coming in off the Bering, and that'll be the case into Sunday as well. And a quick check of the temperature outlook from the end of January into early February. We expect much below normal temperatures across the western and southwest mainland. So we don't see a whole lot of change coming up. Temperatures may average a little above normal across the inner coastal areas of the Panhandle. And then precipitation should be near normal across much of the mainland, but less so below normal in the southwest and the Alaska Peninsula, and then maybe a little above normal along areas of the Gulf from Prince William Sound through the length of the Panhandle. So again, stay tuned to later forecasts because we have an active stretch of weather through this weekend and into at least the middle of next week.